All right. Hi. Holy shit. What the fuck happened?
I
We're back. Maybe. I don't know. Apologies for not having anything for like 2 months. Between scheduling issues and theater fuckery. We took a long ass hiatus, but honestly, some of us probably needed it. But welcome back, finally, to Fury of the Outlands. As always, I'm your Dungeon Master Dan. I'm a theater freak and a TTRPG geek. And yeah, holy shit, we are back.
Welcome back, everyone.
We are so fucking back.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
all we need is a full house.
Sometimes the world looks perfect.
Dan, I'm flattered and all, but you're gonna need to keep the camera out of your crotch, chillers.
Sorry. One of my friends just walked in randomly for some stupid reason.
He left his bike here like months ago because he's a jackass. It's on the back porch. I'm gonna grab it and go. Good to see you.
Okay, good to see you too. Also, fuck you. Anyway, before we get into the campaign, usual announcements. Though it probably has not had any new episodes. If you want to know what our lives are like outside of the campaign, go over to the Guys podcast on Spotify. It has a bunch of different things, bunch of various conversations. You get to basically learn about us a little bit more. We are very fucking weird. Aside from that, our party member Wyra has a song out on Spotify. Go listen to it. It's about a pug. It's hilarious.
Fuck yeah, that's the good shit. I listen to it on repeat daily. I'm not actually joking. I'm not joking. That was actually that was really good. It's a really good song.
Don't tell her that.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet.
As a couple of other random ass announcements, we are still going to be doing a Candela Obscura Halloween one-shot later this month.
Yippee!
Because it's spooky time, bitches. I just found out that there is pre-orders going for a new expansion for Candela. It's fucking expensive, but it's for premium edition, so hopefully there's a regular edition that goes down. And if you're a fan of Critical Role even more than that, Daggerheart is officially on pre-order.
Let's go, Dagger.
Has been for a while now. Yeah, has been for a while now. Yay for Daggerheart, yay for every other tabletop RPG other than D&D, because 5.5 sucks ass. Ish.
Hell yeah. I don't know why they just don't come out with 6. Stop being pussies, Wizards.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, I have my own announcement to announce to everyone else. Hi everyone.
Oh.
I'm Tense Chief Art. I do the art for the group. Speaking of which, rebrand is happening tonight. God damn it. I'll show you guys the new logo, I'll show you guys the new cover art, and I'm gonna be putting it up there as soon as the episode is over.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, I'm gonna need handles from all of you. I'll put this in the general chat, so give me a handle that you guys use the most and just give it to me, and I'll just put it up there.
Yeah, sure.
We can have cool stuff. But yeah,
we got new shit for that.
It took me like 6 months.
Yeah,
No.
Do an announcement.
You're grounded.
Yeah, no, no, you're good. You're good.
So, my friends and I been working at this project for a little bit of time now. We've been working on a game called Discharge, and we actually have a beta of our game currently available on itch.io, which will be in the description of this video right now. And yeah, it's a cool little post-apocalyptic robotic game where you become a robot, you wake up in a junkyard, and try to figure out why you're sentient. So, yeah.
That sounds cool as fuck. Where can I? Oh, you already told me. Never mind. You said it's called what?
It's called Discharge, DYS Charged.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, all right.
I'll
Fuck
send
yeah,
the
let's
link after
go.
this session is over. And yeah.
All right. Sorry. Work is apparently texting because some stuff happened.
They're always like, oh shit, we're in a bad situation, we gotta text Dan.
All right. So with that, you know what? I think at this point, let's dive in for a recap. Now, Carlo's been out for a while, so we're going to have to do this for... Actually, no, we've all been out for a while. So,
Yeah.
for those of you who don't remember what happened in this latest arc of the campaign, after dealing with the escort mission from the Sisters of the Flame to escort a maybe Drock Henri by the name of Ryukai Christos Tenjiro from Wyverneck territory over to the Sisters, the party decided to temporarily, at the very least, align themselves with a Drock Henri by the name of Onyx the Blood Knight in his beginning processes of forming a revolution to help unify the Outlands in what he called the Coalition. The party's first job was to gain the alliance of the Night Heralds. I was going to call them Night Sisters for a second. Jesus Christ, it's been a while. Anyway, so they tried to return to Night Herald territory to seek their alliance, even though they left on less than peaceful terms. And after some conversations, it was agreed that if the party could deal with a person by the name of the Spelltech Raider, then the Night Heralds would consider aligning themselves with the Coalition. Much to Arakion's disappointment, this ended up being an expedition that led into the heart of the Raider clan of the Lions of the Sands. Once the Raider clan that Arakion had allegiance to, and now was basically kind of self-exiled from. The party then met the bandlord of the Alliance, a red Drock Henri by the name of Avis Zandiri, who is Arakion's uncle. They had some conversations, dinner was had, and Arakion met the rest of the lieutenants. Arakion and the rest of the party met the lieutenants of Avis, a waste elf by the name of Zirith, a catfolk by the name of Nightclaw, and a half-orc by the name of Robert that was one of Arakion's old friends. Later on in that night, it was discovered that Avis had gone missing after a gunshot was heard throughout the Lion's Den, the headquarter building for Avis. When the party went to investigate, Avis was missing. There was there were blood stains all around his room, and Arakion's gun was found at the scene of the crime. this led into a massive investigation led by Nightclaw, in which he interviewed the couple of guards that were on duty that night, as well as maybe Bigby himself, as Bigby was seen as the one to be kind of the mediation between the party and the investigation so that everyone could be all happy, or at the very least satisfied. And also Icarus then Nugget broke several holes through the building wall, so that's a fun thing. But at that point, that is where we are now. So, Jesus Christ, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Been a while.
good stuff.
As of right now, you two, along with Icarus, Xerath, and a few others that are kind of doing their own forms of investigation in the middle of the night, are outside of Avis's room when I'd say Arakion, while Bigby and Nightclaw are like, you guys are like waiting for quite a while, and like at one point you see the two guards come out of Avis's room and the door closes, but it's for a little bit longer until you actually see Bigby come out from the room, as well as Nightclaw behind him. Nightclaw turns to all of you and goes, I believe in the meantime, my interviews are complete. I will conduct my own investigations without any of the need of the guard anywhere around here. I suggest for the time being that you and the rest of your group continue to rest for the remainder of the night.
Hang on, give me a second.
Yeah, you can tell it's been a while for us.
Gotta get back into character. Gotta get it back in. All right, and he's gonna say, "All right, Bigby, you're okay."
Yeah, I'm fine.
I suppose we should keep looking for the person who tried to successfully took Avis.
Nightclaw kind of nods and is like, I'd suggest you, if you wish to conduct your form of investigation, that you might want to do it late, sometime in the morning.
Why that? Why then? Why not now?
Well, the initial shot that startled almost everyone else from their sleeps did. Wow. Fuck, I even need to get into this. It's a few steps back on this. The shot was heard, startled almost everyone that was asleep in that tonight, and I'm including that goes for the rest of you as well. It would be unwise to tire yourself out this early in a form of an investigation, would it not?
What if in the morning, by that time, they could have taken them far away from this part of the territory?
It is a possibility, but as of now, I can make sure that guards and everyone else that is at the very least on duty tonight locked down. And you can see Robert come back and is like, Everything is already on lockdown at this point, Nightclaw. Not much else that can be done at that point. The catfolk just kind of nods and is like, well, seeing as everyone is now on high alert, there really is not much else that can be done at this point until we wait for the dawn.
What time is it right now?
You aren't entirely sure. It's in the middle of the night at the very least.
Ooh, okay. I hope his knowledge of science can tell him about the stars. What position is the moon? Does it look like it's rising, or does it look like it's setting? So, I guess what cardinal direction would he be looking at?
Yeah.
If the moon is like,
I'm gonna say, give me a survival check.
You can't do this.
Roll to look at the moon.
Roll to look at. Good thing my survival plus.
No, it's not necessarily just about looking at the moon, but it's trying to ascertain, like, based on the moon, what time it might be or whatnot. Because, well, I mean, there is a feat for this, but neither of you fucks have it. So
Yeah. 14, by the way.
14. Okay, so you can tell that. So you guys went to bed. So, like, based on what you kind of see at the moon, it's like maybe close to like 1:30, 2 in the morning or so.
You said say that one more time. I could barely hear you.
It was like about 1:30 or like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Shit! Damn it! Okay, so then hang on. Okay. So what I'm wondering is like, yeah, we should get the rest that we need, but then again, if we're already on lockdown, he can't have gotten out of the the enclosure that yet, right? I mean,
I will say that considering that we all leveled up and everything reset, the only major thing that would affect whether or not you stay awake or actually go to sleep is whether or not you end up taking a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, I don't know if I can risk it. I don't know if I can risk it.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Okay, fine. He'll just. Damn it. Mostly because I guess the reason why he's so worried about trying to find him is because, I mean, he has information that Arakion needs. And if he is taken away from the enclosure, from the encampment, and they're super far away and it's hard to track them, that information might as well just go bye-bye. And he also doesn't really feel like searching around for him in the area all day tomorrow, considering that he has a giant thing to take down.
Are you trying to hide your concerns from Nightclaw and everyone else, or is it like kind of obvious as Raikion's kind of thinking this over?
He's not trying to hide it, but then again, there's not much emotion there to read. I mean, he's just deep in thought. He puts his hand to his chin.
It's just basically scaly ginger Kratos.
Yeah, like stroking his beard and everything like that. And he'll say, I suppose that it would be unwise. Very well then. I will head back to my quarters.
Before you go, Nightclaw does put his hand on your shoulder, which is kind of weird because you really never really had that much interaction with him when you were within the lines. But he looks to you and is like, "Leave me, my friends. When we do find whoever this is, I will be sure that you are one of the first to know."
And then he walks, but not before looking at his not before motioning, looking at his hand on his shoulder, and then he just kind of walks off.
You will say, for as emotionally uncomfortable as that was for you, his hand was bizarrely fairly soft. But then
I can
again,
tell.
he's a
He
fucking
seems like a soft hands kind of guy.
yeah. Then again, this fucker's a cat, so
Yeah, I bet he like shoots from a bow and arrow.
So yeah, you make your way out to your guys' room, which now has a hole in it, but you can see that there's some guards that are putting up pieces of wood to kind of block it off.
Yeah,
They're like,
A plus for effort.
It looks like they're like mostly finished up by the time you guys get back. The one guard just kind of looks to you, and just kind of eventually stops whatever he was doing and just like stops working on the wall and just like makes his way out of the room and then closes the door behind him.
And then he lays back down, ready to go. Wait, he has his gun, right?
Yes, as of right now, you do have your gun.
Good. So I'm gonna keep a close, tight hold on it just in case.
Yeah.
Because just like,
Before you completely fall asleep, Big B kind of tugs on your armor a bit and is like, "Hey, we might actually need to talk."
about
When Nightclaw pulled me and the couple of guards in, he allowed me to listen in and like ask my own questions to them, but there were some things that you're probably going to want to hear now.
all right. Continue.
So the guards mentioned that before the shot was fired, they did see someone going into Aphas's room. They couldn't quite make it out, but they made it sound like, from what descriptions that they did give, they made it sound like it was you who went in.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. God damn it. Hang on. I was like, hang on. I was like, don't let him say me. Please don't say it looks like me. Please don't say it looks like me. Damn it. Of course it would look like me. Why not? Everyone looks like me. All right. Sure. And so he's like, not surprising considering whose base we're in.
And and then after he was done with the two guards, he asked me some questions as well, including questions about your gun. And I told him that we lost it and you hadn't found it yet, but I don't know whether or not he actually believed me.
Well, as far as he knows, yes, I did lose a gun. Maybe not the gun I used, but a gun. I have multiple in my repertoire, and there's bound to be one that goes missing. Am I right? And he kind of gives like a light smile.
I know, but with that one in particular, pointing over to the dragon, that one is basically, excuse me, that one is basically like your most iconic one. Like, I see you with that one more than anything else, and
Well, There's no need for you to concern yourself. If they suspect it was me, it wouldn't be the first thing that they've accused me of. All that matters now is that number one, you get your rest because you've done well, and get yourself ready for tomorrow. Considering we're most likely going to have a search on our hands, one that we did not account for, but we have to do it.
There was one other thing that I did catch when we were looking through the room. He said something about Avis's gun also being missing.
I do remember that one.
Yeah, no, he made it out like it was some sort of prized possession. He said something about it being a gift from the Bandlord of the Wyvern Axe when Avis was made Borkin.
He does. Yeah, I was about to say Kratos. Rakion doesn't know what to make of this.
Yeah, roll. Actually, Rakion, roll me a history check.
Good thing I have a +8 in history.
Okay, so you know the gun that Big B is talking about. It's much like with you and the dragon. This particular pistol is like one of the biggest prized possessions that Avis has. You've seen it in you've even seen it in actual practice itself, like even during like raids or whatnot. You don't know like all of the statistics behind the gun, but you do know that that particular pistol itself is infused with chromatic energy from dragons for sure. Like there have been moments where Avis shot like bolts of lightning from it, like fucking ice and shit, like all the elements from the chromatic spectrum you've seen in one way or another being fired from that fucking gun.
The Avatar.
Oh my god, yeah, he's the Avatar of guns. No, alright then, Orion. Arakion, there we go. He's gonna say to Big B, and let me guess, they've tried to pin that one on me too. Me taking his gun.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out, but if that's what Nightclaw thinks, then he didn't say anything to me, and neither did the guards either. But do you think, I don't know, who do you, it's just something about this doesn't seem right for sure. I mean, we know you didn't go anywhere last night. I mean, you were sleeping here with us, so.
Quick thing. Can I look for it? I'm gonna look for something. Alright, I'm gonna okay. Was it my left or right shoulder that that Nightclaw was touching?
I'm gonna say it was your left.
Okay, so he's gonna look on his left shoulder and he's gonna like see if he can sense any sort of machinery or feel around for any machinery that or anything that they might have put on me for it to transfer, or like a scry spell or whatever, you know.
All right. I'm gonna say if you're looking for anything that might have been added to your armor, then give me an investigation. But if you're trying to find if there's anything arcane in nature that might have like come off onto your armor, then maybe Arcana.
Well, I want to figure out both.
All right. Do you have the detect magic spell prepared?
Do I have to detect magic?
Because I keep forgetting that both wizard and artificers or prepared spellcasters?
I do not. I don't have it prepared. No.
Yeah. So I'd say either roll investigation or arcana.
Well, investigation is 5. Arcana is 8. So I'm just gonna roll Arcana and see how it works. Because my charm. Are you kidding me? Can I get a reroll?
Yes, you can roll a luck point.
Yay! Okay, cool. Oh, wait, let's do it again. Whee!
One more time.
Okay, there we go. 14.
Okay, 14. You look at your armor and you don't see anything that might be any form of arcane in nature other than the infusions you've put onto it. The only thing that you see that is new is small bits of cat hair.
All right. So, okay. So I don't sense anything at all. Like nothing. What about tech? What if
No.
I can I guess feel around for any like technological machinery that he might have slipped into the cracks?
That, I'm going to say, is going to have to be a separate investigation roll.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'll do that then. God damn it. 10.
Yeah. You don't feel anything, and the only thing that you see, like I said, are cat hairs and maybe small dent marks from like maybe his claws, but that could also be from just sleeping on rocks. You're not entirely sure.
Sleeping on rocks. All right. I guess he's not gonna. I guess there's nothing there, so he's just gonna be like. That's. Well, at least I know that they're not listening in. Look, Big B. Maybe it is about that you get some rest, and you and I, because I do not want to waste energy, or you wasting energy, on worrying about if they're listening in, if they suspect me or doing whatever to apprehend me for kidnapping the captain. We'll deal with all that in the morning, because I have a couple of things that I want to sort out with everyone here, at least the guards and everyone like that.
Okay. I just figured it's best to let you know now, at the very least. And
I appreciate it. Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Yeah. Then with that, you guys make your way back to your beds. Yuri, as this is all happening, what's kind of going through your head at the moment?
Yuri's thoughts are just like scrambled. Yuri is I think like the number one thing is like trying to figure out the motivation behind kidnapping Avis. If it wasn't like a thing of like, oh, like, haha, I'm powerful. Was it like a political power grab? Was it some this, that, the third? Or was it some shadowy figure we have nothing about, you know? So that's what you're thinking about.
All right, I'm gonna say make an insight check or just a straight up intelligence check, whichever's higher for you.
Okay, I'll try insight. That is a natural 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, you get two net ones.
Better get him out of the way now, I guess.
True.
Yeah. So you're kind of thinking this over, and you just don't know what to honestly think 100% of what might be happening in this situation. There's so many different like possible things you're thinking might have been a thing, whether it was a power play, whether it was just maybe someone wanting to screw around, maybe you're not entirely sure, and you don't really have any evidence to back up up anything specifically at this particular point.
Yeah. Yuri's just at most grabbing at straws and being like, maybe this, and then just looking at the ceiling.
All right, and then unless there is anything else. Yes, no, maybe so.
No.
All right. Well, with that, you guys do take a long rest. Raytheon, if there are any spells that you want to switch around and prepare instead of the ones that you already got in your loadout, I'd say go ahead and do that now.
Okay. I actually might switch around in infusion.
I don't think you can switch. I don't think you can prepare different infusions that you don't have selected. I think it's
or like I'm gonna like apply the different infusions to different things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Damn, there's a fucking. Okay, there we go. All right.
So you get a long rest. Not that it really mattered. You prepare, Raytheon, you prepare your spells for the coming day. Yuri, you just prepare for the coming day.
Hell yeah.
Morning comes, and as you wake up, you do know that you can kind of tell that there is a lot more foot traffic going around the Lion's Den than there was last night at this point. Kind of going, kind of like taking a look out from the door in your room, you see that there are a lot more guards that are just kind of walking around and going from place to place than there was last night or even yesterday in general, which does make sense considering that Caliona is kind of on lockdown at this point. But aside from that, the day is yours.
Yeah. So, firstly, I'm gonna get my. Well, actually, first you go first, Carlo.
Honestly, I don't know what Yuri's gonna do yet. So.
God damn it, Carlo. No. Okay, so he's gonna get himself right, and the first thing he's gonna do is he's gonna join everyone's walking around and try to find Nightclaw or someone that is, nearby that I can
give me a perception check.
Awesome. More checking. Why is this not closing? There we go. Perception. Why? Did the dice just hate us today? They're like, you've been gone. Now I'm gonna make you roll like shit.
That's kind of what happens. You do not see Nightclaw. At the very most, you see a lot of soldiers that are just kind of walking around and whatnot.
His eyes are still.
Yeah, no, you're still kind of getting the freaking morning gunk out of your eyes and whatnot.
Okay, yeah, so he's just gonna walk around until he finds some sort of authority figure around here.
Yeah. After a good bit, the only authority figure that you can see at this point, kind of in the main hall of the Lion's Den, is Robert at this point, who just basically kind of looks at you and is like, "Oh, great. You're awake."
Oh, wow, hey. You're here to spoil my day?
Too late for that.
Yeah, considering that you're still existing, yeah. Too bad.
Considering you're still an asshole.
Anyways, I don't have time for this. Where is this investigation happening? Are y'all looking around the city, or are you going outside?
Well, not that it's really any of your business, but
Kinda is, but
do-
okay.
we do have various members of the clan searching the entire city, we have people going door to door. We have triple guard on all of the different entryways to in and out of Caliona. Nightclaw fucked off and did his own thing. I don't know where he is. Zirith, I think, is...
Talked to someone yesterday. I told them I would pay. Is there a sewer system around here, or some sort of underground tunnel? Anything at all?
Say that again, Angel?
Shit, sorry. Is there an underground, he's asking him if there is an underground, tunnel or, some sort of sewer system or whatever have you that lies underneath the city? Is this a city? Would you consider this a city? I think a town, city, I guess, kind of. No.
By Outlands standards, it is kind of more of a city than anywhere else than anything else. Most Raider clan headquarters are kind of seen as more cities and or like fortresses, depending on which Raider clan. But in this particular case, Caliona is more along the lines of it is somewhere in between suburban town to an actual city. For sure.
Okay. All right. Well, then, yeah, he's just gonna. Yeah, that's what he's looking for: an underground tunnel or underground sewer system or something that's underground area around this city.
Well, ones I can think of there are some underground tunnels near one of the barracks that's used for training. I know there are a couple of tunnels that some underground tradesmen use. I know some of the Kobold factions use tunnels to get around more so than not.
So there is a tunnel system.
Not a dedicated one, but there's a couple of different smaller systems scattered maybe throughout the city itself, and then most of the Kobold ones are usually towards the outer ends, and we don't know where the fuck the entrances are for that.
Good. All you had to do was just say yes. All right, goodbye. And he walks off.
You hear him kind of yell something in Orc. You don't know what he said, but you don't need to. You're fairly certain he was insulting you.
So he's just gonna look around he's gonna first before he's looks around, he's gonna gather not Carlo, his name. Yeah, that guy's name.
Yuri.
Yeah, Yuri. He's gonna look for Yuri, and he's gonna leave everyone else alone to his own devices, but he's just gonna collect Yuri just as a partner to help him around with this. I'm pretty sure Big B and the others are busy with their own things, anyways. So
yeah, Big B's doing Big B things.
So yeah,
you just basically grab Yuri, who's just kind of there, and the day is for the two of you.
Brother, what?
Okay. Hi, Yuri.
Hello.
No. Says.
Jesus
right.
Christ.
Brother, what'd you find?
I didn't find anything, but I heard from a green thing that there are tunnel systems around here. Some for kobolds, some for other purposes. The barracks has a tunnel system, so we're gonna ask around and see where these entrances are, and we're gonna look around to see if we can find them. Because if I were them, if I were the person who took the so-called king of this place, I would take him underground. Especially since, the place was locked down. He couldn't have gotten out of the city in that time.
That makes sense. All right, well, that sounds like a plan. Brother, it sounds like you're pretty emotionally disconnected from this guy. I mean, I was surprised when we first met him and you didn't really seem all that excited to see him.
That's because he's an egotistical megalomaniacal goddamn pixie slap third-rate dime store nut milk piece of shit.
Someone put that on a t-shirt.
Yuri's like, I'll take your word for it. So these underground tunnels, we're gonna ask around.
Indeed.
All right.
All right. So, what are you going to look for first? Are you going to go to the barracks, or are you going to see if you can find a kobold tunnel?
I think. Well, okay. So, first, I remember Robert saying that the underground area for the kobolds is a little harder to find, but so I think we're gonna go near the barracks and ask around, saying, "Hey, do you know where the tunnel to the lower areas are?" So he's just gonna go near the barracks and ask around.
All right. Yeah, you make your way over to the barracks. Oh, shit. I keep forgetting Charisse is technically in your party, too.
Yeah, I didn't want that bitch along with us, though.
For sake of brevity, are we... Yeah. For sake of brevity, are we going to say that you took her along with too, or are you just going to let her, or are you just going to tell her to fuck off at this point?
Well, if she wants to come along, not Kratos, Raytheon, he's not gonna care. He's just gonna say, what? So if she wants to come along, she can come along. If not, then
we'll say she comes along at this point.
All right.
So I'm gonna do a thing here.
Okay. Oh God, my Discord.
Because we got.
Yeah, Carlo?
Wait. Too many. And. Okay, so.
My Discord is giving me problems. Hold on.
God damn, fucking Discord.
Yeah, fuck you, Discord. Fuck you. You're worse than Robert.
And.
Actually, you know what? Even worse. You're worse than Sheree.
Wait. You back?
My Wi-Fi is terrible. Hold on.
I believe in you.
Preach, brother. Anyway.
I think we all have bad Wi-Fi issues.
Not me right now, because I actually have Wi-Fi instead of fucking hotspotting.
Oh, really? Hell yeah! Celebrate. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, what do you think I've been doing? Anyway, you make your way over to the barracks. Cherie is kind of following a little bit behind you because she doesn't want to be in front of you or next to you at this point.
Yeah, she smells.
More like you smell. Anyway.
Yeah, that's so fair. He is more likely to smell than she is, but he's just kind of
anyway.
Shit.
Yeah. You make your way over to the barracks. You see that there are guards posted around there as well, including maybe a little more so than you've seen before. But you make your way over to one who looks to be this sort of younger Drock Henri, maybe early 20s or so. Kind of looks to you and is like, can I help you?
We're looking to the entrance to the underground tunnel system underneath the barracks. Do you think you can accommodate?
Oh, yeah. It's over here. He leads you to sort of section to sort of a little bit off to the side of the barracks where most of the other soldiers kind of hang out. You see off to the side, kind of next to a shack, there's a wooden hatch which he opens up and is like, there might be a couple of people training down there, underground fighting, maneuvering through tunnel systems, kind of stuff like that. But yeah, here you go, I guess.
Thank you, sir. We'll be sure not to bother them.
Okay. Yeah, you both make your way into the tunnel systems itself. The hatch itself kind of starts as a starts as a ladder that kind of makes its way down a little further before actually getting to the tunnels themselves. I'd say it's maybe a good 50, 55 feet down before you make your way into the actual tunnels themselves. As of right now, they are minorly lit, not to the point where you can see fairly well, but it's still to a point where a Raytheon, you can kind of see everything. Everything is either in dim light or darkness down here, but you still have some form of vision at the very least. Yuri, you actually have dark vision, so you're fine.
Get up front.
Yeah. Yeah, no, both Charisse and Yuri have dark vision.
Please stay behind me because I don't want you in front of me. I don't want to look at you.
Ouch.
He
Rude.
doesn't say that. He doesn't say that really to her.
No, that's fine.
He's like, fuck
Yuri. Yeah, Charisse grabs. What's she have in her pack? She kind of grabs her mace that she kind of has on her belt and is like, I can cast a light spell to give us a little bit more field of view if you want.
Can Yuri, Yuri will be like, yeah, sure, I'd like that. You'd like that, Arakion, too, right? So we can see?
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah. So she mutters a couple of words under her breath, and you see that her mace starts to illuminate in a bright light. And now everyone can see within, what is the range?
60 feet.
20 foot. 20 foot. Bright. 20 foot. 20 feet of brightness and an extended 20 feet of dim light. So at this point, you got like about 40 feet of vision, more or less.
Okay.
Yuri.
I guess I thank you, Charisse. Bitch.
Yeah, Yuri being completely oblivious, is like, as we're walking, he'll be like, so, brother, you and, like, this Charisse girl, kind of the situation, like, what's...
You asking this in character?
Yeah. Yuri will be like, what's up with y'all? What happened?
Let's Charisse.
You see, yeah, Charisse is kind of like, okay, first off, I'm like right here. You could also ask me.
Okay, fair enough. My apologies.
I forgive you. Anyway, and maybe answer your question. Raytheon, Robert, and I were initially friends when, when he was still a part of the Lions and whatnot. I actually need to go through some notes to make sure I'm saying the right shit.
Is this in your Rolodex?
So just in her satchel for like notes.
Yeah. I helped teach Raytheon a little bit about sort of hand-to-hand combat and some fighting and whatnot. And ironically enough, Robert was the one who first got Raytheon into sort of engineering around with spell tech.
Oh. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Us and one other member of the clan were kind of a tight-knit group at the time. We most of us started pretty low in the sort of bracket out of the lines and whatnot, but whenever any one of us went out on a job for something, we made sure that the rest of us would be a part of it. I mean, we were a fairly decent team back then, at the very least, or I'd like to think so.
We were inseparable until
Yeah, there were a couple of moments in the later ends of our friendship that ended up splitting the rest of us apart. And there was one of which being the raid on a kobold faction. Well, a village that had a kobold faction. It was one of, but Raytheon voiced his opinions at the time, and one thing led to another, and well, I guess you can kind of figure the rest from here.
pretty much they turned into monsters. They were about to raid an innocent little village, which is something we never done. We've never did anything of that sort. That was the day the Lions truly became a raider clan. And no one, not even my best friends, stood beside me. I did it all alone. And that was where I met Bigby. So
It's not like we didn't want to, Raytheon. Unlike you, we didn't have the luxury of being related to the bandlord of the clan.
it's not about that. It's about standing to your morals, whether in life or in death. You could have all came with me. We could have all been on this journey together. You would have been part of us. But you guys chose to stick with him. You chose him over me.
Look,
So
a lot of things happened at that point. We were all still unsure of so much stuff, and I'm not excusing our actions back then, which I've tried to tell you before, and you pretty much told me to fuck off, but look, so much had already happened to us at that point, and I can't really speak for Robert on this, as he's kind of always been more stubborn, but for me, I You see, she wants to say something, but she kind of holds back for a moment and is like, you know what? You can hate us all you want at this point. Seems like you've been doing it for long enough.
It's the one thing that kept me going. My hatred for you and everyone else here. Honestly, I thought I'd never see this place again. Luckily, I'm on payroll. And I guess I didn't expect you to be a part of this coalition thing.
The coalition was something that I figured might give me some form of penance for everything that happened. Initially, I wanted Robert to join as well, but well, at that point, neither of us were talking to each other as well as we used to. He would have seen it as betraying Avis, and I probably would have. Who knows, but
Let me ask you something. Did you, when you first joined the coalition, or however long you were in there, did you recommend me to them? Is that the reason why they came looking for me? Is that the reason why they found me in the first place?
No, Onyx had his eyes set on you even before then, but he did ask my opinion about your skills.
I'm the price felger, remember?
Not that easy to forget. But no, I wasn't the one who told him to bring you into the fold of the coalition.
Oh, well, we're here, shit. We're here now, and we have a job to do.
All right. Let's get to it then. And you see she just kind of pushes past a bit of the both of you and starts to walk off, lit up mace in hand.
Yuri.
What did you say? Wait, say that last part again?
I said she moves past the both of you and starts walking away, kind of in front of you. Her mace in hand, acting as a light source, just slowly moving away.
Yeah. Yuri is like, wow, I didn't know y'all had old wounds. My bad for bringing that up.
Why does Yuri sound like a fuckboy? Why is he talking like that? Why is he? I didn't know y'all were doing that. Like, ooh.
Well, I mean, the guy is just basically hot Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, fair point. You know what? I wouldn't blame him. I mean, literally,
we got Scaly Kratos and hot Jeff Bridges. So
Jeff Bridges and Kratos would get along well, I feel like.
Yeah,
it would be a very fun friend. It would be like a less comical relationship. It would be like a less comical version of The Rock and Kevin Hart,
or Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Oh God.
Yeah.
We're dead.
Yeah, that's fair. Same difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he says to Yuri, well, now you know. That's what I've been dealing with.
A little ways down the tunnel, you hear a not echoing voice, but Sharice's voice being like, well, you're coming?
Yeah.
All right. So in these tunnels, what are you looking for specifically?
Some cool shit.
Mostly, honestly, we're looking for an opening where there's a lot of room. We're listening for sounds, anything that might give off. Looking for some lights just in case, like if there's someone down here. Any clues that there may be someone else down here.
All right. Give me an investigation check.
Hey, Carlo. Hey, man. Hey, guy. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was about to say.
You said
perception. Investigation.
Oh. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
What the fuck?
18. No, wait. That's a 23.
All right. So, yeah, you three kind of go around throughout these tunnels. You haven't been here in a while, Arakion. Like you also kind of been through the tunnels in training before. It does look like compared to last time you were here, it did expand a little bit, much like everything else in Caldeona. But you don't see anything that would indicate that there was any additional breach in the ground to create any sort of secondary tunnel.
Well, it's not like a breach we're looking for. It's more like, is there like signs of other people in the tunnels, or signs of other people in, in an more open area?
Yeah. So you can tell that there have been people in here, but it looks like for the most part, it's been soldiers or other members of the clan that have been in here just sort of straight up training. You don't see any footprints that look like it differentiates from any of the usual patterns within the tunnels themselves. And even during your investigation, you do see a couple of other members from the clan doing some tunnel exercises and themselves. Aside from that, based on your role and what you remember from the past, this particular set of tunnels, and with Sharice's sort of help, but not really, the training tunnels here themselves kind of are designed in a sort of maze-like loop. It's like the main section of the tunnel itself is a bit of an oval-esque shape, but there are other sort of sub-tunnels themselves at various levels that do interconnect themselves to the main line itself.
All right, then. I think the barracks are clear. You guys want to check out the Cobalt one?
Suppose so.
All right. You make your way out of the tunnel. A little bit dirtier than before, for sure. But as you do, you see waiting for you a little bit further off. Not like right at the entrance to the tunnel, but kind of like maybe a few feet away or whatnot. You do see Nightclaw is waiting for you.
Waiting? I'm sorry, waiting? How did he know we were going to come down here? Wait. Are we?
You don't know.
Where is he? Is he waiting like in the Kobold cave area, or is he
No,
waiting?
he's waiting outside. He's waiting like kind of by the shack that's next to the entry to the tunnels in the barracks. So like you're coming out of the you're coming out of the tunnels from the barracks, and he's like maybe a couple of feet away, just kind of waiting for you.
All right, so he's just chilling there. Okay. And he says, "I thought we'd run into you at some point."
Well, despite the few things that I learned about last night, I do still have some varying questions, and some of which I mean to ask of you, Region, if you don't mind.
Well, he's gonna say, "We're kind of leading our own investigation, if that's what you're asking."
I can see that. I already checked the barracks last night.
What about that? What about the Kobold area?
The Kobold tunnels. There are a few that are scattered throughout Caliona, and it is hard to check every single one of them because not everyone within the clan knows where they're at.
Well, I do suppose that it would behoove of you guys to lead everyone in the search. I'm talking all of the guards in a search under this city. Where else could they have gone? No one would hide the king of this area on the surface. It just doesn't make any sense. If they're not underground, then they have left the city, and we're just wasting time.
Be that as it may, I do have other questions to ask of you regarding last night.
All right, let's find a place to sit. So we're gonna have to speed it up.
Would you like to be in the barracks, or shall I escort you back to the lion's den?
The barracks should be fine. When we're done, I'm gonna look around other places too.
As it be. You two, Sharice and Nightclaw, eventually make your way to one of the barracks. Nightclaw knocks on the door. You see a soldier kind of open the door, look over. Nightclaw just kind of looks and is like, "Clear out the barracks for a moment. I need to talk with Region here." Though not that much time goes by. You guys make your way inside. The room itself is fairly decent size, but everything in here is fairly compact. You've got basically the bunk bed version of cots lined up pretty fucking close to one another. There's really no extra tables or whatnot. The only good amount of space is kind of a walkway in the center of the room itself, where the beds and various other things don't really kind of make their way into. Nightclaw gestures to one of the cots and is like, "Would you like to sit?"
I'll stand.
Very well. From what I was told last night, your firearm ended up being missing before you awoke. Is that correct?
It was before I woke, yes. When I woke up, it was gone.
At any time between last night and this moment now, have you been able to reacquire your firearm?
I have. But sadly, you were gone, and I couldn't relay that information to you.
May I see it?
I will let you see it. You are not to touch it.
Very well.
And then he whips it out. Does a little spinny, super cool, flashy move with it. Let me stop. Okay, he just takes it out of his holster and holds it in his hands. And
now, is this going to be the dragon, which was the one that was missing, or are you pulling out one of the other firearms?
that's a good question. That's a good question indeed. No, I'm not gonna lie to them because then they'll make me seem even more suspicious. So he's just gonna pull out the dragon.
Okay.
It's a silver, gun, with a etching of a dragon on the side.
Nightclaw looks at it for a little bit, kind of moving his head around to see all the various angles. Tell me, where did you find your gun?
I'm gonna need a moment. Hang on. Did I find it? Wasn't it like under the bed or something?
It was on a stand that it was at the foot of the bed. It was at the foot of the bed, and it had been recently fired, from what you could tell.
Okay, so what he's gonna say it was okay. Well, it had it's okay. Hang on, let me. Goddamn, I'm glad that this is not real life because I would have fumbled my words hard there.
Yeah, you would have.
Okay, found it under the bed. Considering whoever went in there tampered with the crime scene and decided to make up the covers again, it fell off, it seems, and fallen on the floor.
Of your own room?
Of Avis's room.
So you're saying that your gun was at the scene of the crime, and you removed it?
I removed it, yes, to put it back in my holster. And as you can see from common sense, no one was shot last night as soon as I acquired it, nor was anybody shot when I woke up.
Then tell me.
Go ahead.
That night, when I was questioning your kobold friend, why did he tell me that you did not find it as of yet?
Because he wasn't with me the whole time. He awoke. Yes. We slept in the same room. Yes. But he did not see me find it. While all the commotion was going on around, I spotted as soon as we were done talking.
Make me a deception check. Because technically Bigby was in the room with you when you grabbed your gun back.
Yes, indeed, but he doesn't have to know that. Oopsie, wrong one. Okay, hey, buddy, those luck points, I love them.
Yes, you can burn another one.
I'm so scared.
You should be.
Oh, bitch! Damn it! Come on! Okay, hey, I have one left.
Yeah.
Please. Okay, thank God. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Good. All right. I'm all out of luck points, but hey, it was worth it.
Okay. You see Nightclaw kind of, as you're saying this, for the most part, it looks like he's looking into your eyes more than the rest of your body, which kind of creeps you out. But after a bit, you just see him nod and it's like, very well.
Also, mind you, I am looking him.
Yeah.
So while he's because I do notice that he is staring at my eyes, I'm staring directly back into his.
Fair enough. Nightclaw looks to you and is like, very well. Now, because, for the sake of full transparency, I will also tell you this, though you probably already know. Two of the guards that last night said that they saw someone making their way into Lord Avis's room. Someone matching your description.
Bigby filled me in. I'm aware. And perhaps it may have looked like me, but I can assure you, you may not believe me. I can assure you that it wasn't me. Because why would I, knowing that he still has information for me, willingly capture him, take him away, leave my gun behind, and hide him away somewhere, come back during the investigation last night, and then go back to bed? Come on.
I will admit that it is an unorthodox strategy, but...
Strategy?
Well, I am not saying that you are the actual culprit itself, but... To answer your question as to why you could possibly commit the act, it has been fairly well known that you disagree with Lord Avis's beliefs on how the clan could be run. Exile.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware. And I'm pretty sure this one is well aware now. And sure, he kind of nods to Charisse.
Be that as it may, this could be seen as a potential move to claim the Lions for yourself and take the title of Bandlord from Avis.
Indeed, it could. Which is why I'm going to offer you this. Number one, I don't want this dumb, this monstrous, this bloodthirsty ass clan. I would never even dream of it. But to assure you of that, how about I leave right now? I leave the territory. I just won't be able to get my money as someone is paying me to do this. Loss of money, but if it could keep me alive, then I don't give a shit. And honestly, if it can get me away from here, I definitely don't give a shit.
You would willingly forsake a job just because you do not like this place?
I would willingly forsake this. I would willingly forsake a job to get away from her, you, everyone around here. Not only that, I would forsake a job just to get out of possibly being killed for something I didn't do. And I know that I may match the description and I may disagree with his beliefs, but if I wanted to kill him, and believe me, you would know, he would be dead by now. Not missing. I'd shoot him point blank in his head while he's sleeping. Not even dispose of the body. I would leave him there to rot because that's what he deserves. Not only that, I would escape into your room. I would go into the other council people's rooms, put a bullet in their head as well. If I really wanted to get away from, if I really wanted to end his reign here, I would kill every single person under his thumb just to get that title. But as you can see, I clearly didn't do that. Considering you're existing in front of me right now, and considering Robert existed in front of me before, and also why this one continues to exist. So, let's put our brains on for a second and ask this question again. Do you really believe that I would do something so stupid and so utterly messy that it could cost me my life?
Truthfully, from what you have just currently said, and from the just going off of your own statements, it is possibly unlikely to be this clumsy. But if that is the case, then who would go through the effort to try and pin everything on you?
There's only one person I know who is close enough to not only disguise themselves as me, but also hates me enough to put me in this situation. And that's a person who this belongs to. And he pulls out the vial with an eyeball in it.
You see, Nightclaw just kind of looks at the vial first, then looks to you, and is like, well, are you going to actually give me a name, or are you just going to keep playing this pronoun shit?
I like you. Her name is Liza, the right-hand woman to the Bandlord of the Night Heralds. We visited her there not too long ago, and as per tradition here in the Outlands, I took her eye when she lost in a match against me. And also, this connects to the reason why I'm here in the first place, because she is responsible for that spell tech raider that's been going around killing your men recently. So I wouldn't be so surprised if she managed to get her way into this town, disguise herself as me, kill or take or whatever the hell she did to the bandlord, take him, frame me, and causes me to either die or go behind bars for the rest of my life. Because she wants to not only get her revenge on me, but also to make me suffer as much as possible. Which I don't blame her. But that's also kind of shallow. I told her she wanted her eye back, she can get it back in blood. So, if my theory proves to be true, I need to find her, and to find her is to find the raider. So, look at that. A win-win. Damn, I'm good. Look, why am I not like this in real life?
Roll me a persuasion check.
10.
I just realized I'm on the wrong fucking character sheet.
Also, this one, also Yuri can back me up on that. He saw it right then and there. Full stop. Didn't you?
Yeah, I was paying attention.
You saw me rip out her Liza's eye at the bowl, out of character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nightclaw thinks kind of for a second, tilting his head, looks to you, Yuri, and he's like, do you be honest with me, Firekin. Do you promise that everything that Arikion has said has been nothing but the truth?
To my knowledge, yes.
You asshat! To my knowledge, fuck you.
Nightclaw then kind of looks over to Shreese and goes, do you know anything of these events? Shreese just kind of is like, I didn't meet with Raytheon until a little bit after Apex, which at that point, the events he said had already happened. So, to answer your question, no, I can't back that up.
If you want.
Nightclawk just kind of.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Nightclawk kind of nods and is like, very well. I will need to talk with some of my associates within the Night Heralds to confirm the exact details of your story, but for the most part, seems like everything you've been saying is the truth.
Well, I can tell you this. The Night Heralds will have they're not happy with what I did. So them telling you is probably going to be the easy. You probably won't even have to say the full sentence before they spill everything out to you.
I will take your word for it. There is one last thing, though, that is still curious to me. The disappearance of Lord Davis's firearm.
Yeah.
If someone was to frame you for the kidnapping of Lord Davis, then why also take his firearm as well as use yours to frame?
I'm honestly, if the theory with Liza is true, then most likely because she herself is a weapons expert and she knows how to use a firearm, I feel like she will want to use that that as a sort of, I guess, out of spite for me, using my uncle's gun against me. Perhaps if we somehow end up in battle again, maybe she took it for herself. But
I will report this to the rest of the lieutenants within the Lions. But I will say, as of right now, I believe our interview here is done. I thank you for your cooperation, and for the record, not everyone here believes everything about Lord Davis, especially within these last few years.
How do you mean?
Ever since your departure from Caliona, his behavior has always become a little more erratic. As you've seen at his dinner before, he still holds his hatred towards kobolds for some reason that even I do not understand. Personally, I think they're very fine folk, as your friend might assure you on.
Well, my guess that the kobolds remind him of that day, considering it was a kobold village that you guys raided.
Fair enough. However, even with that aside, he has been wanting to expand territory of the Lions to some greater distance than what we can even support. There are even talks of him trying to even take territories from other clans, important outposts. There's even one talk of even trying to take over the territories near Baron's Rest. Now, I understand that you're good. I understand that raiders themselves are a cutthroat group, but there are certain lines that some folk can't cross, and a few of the members here in Calion are starting to realize where the line should have been drawn. Charisse being one of them in particular. Oh, he's gone, isn't he?
Yeah.
God fucking damn it, Angel. Though also, Yuri, if you want to say shit, I'm not stopping you.
I'm sorry, I totally spaced. What was the last? What was the last thing?
He said it was conversations of taking over major locations of other clans. The one that he said specifically was, Baron's Rest from the Sisters. And that while many of the raiders are a bunch of cutthroats, there are lines that some won't cross, and a few of the members in Kaliona are now realizing where the line should have been drawn.
Yuri kind of says, so it would seem there's a bigger plot in all of this, then? There's a bigger picture that we're not getting at?
Avis is a powerful man. He is one of few Draconry that have been labeled as warkin to another bandlord, which... What Avis is like towards Kobold, most Dragonborn are usually towards Draconry. And last month there was the incident with the hunt for the Blue Claw of Tiamat, which, when that crossed Avis's ears, he saw that as another means of gaining power. And along with Wyvern Axe, he saw it as a new hunt and a new tool to use in his game.
This guy is exactly as manipulative as Reikyan said he would. Go figure.
Indeed.
Wait, I return.
Yeah. So conversation, I don't know how much you caught, but conversation of...
That I was gonna leave. I didn't catch really much of anything.
Okay, so yeah, no, I missed that part when you said that. So Nightclaw said that Avis was planning on taking major locations of other raider clans, one of which he said was Baron's Rest from the Sisters. While a bunch of raiders are cutthroats, there are some within the Lions that realize that there should have been a line drawn in the sand. Granted, too little, too late, most likely in Arakion's opinion. Nightclaw also mentioned that Avis is, this whole thing for the most part is a sign of Avis trying to gain power throughout the Outlands themselves. One perfect example being when Ryukai was assumed to be the Blue Claw of Tiamat, Avis saw it as a means of gaining a leg up in terms of physical and possible political power within the Outlands in comparison to the rest of the clans.
Hang on, really quickly. Let's think back to all the way when we were in that point. Was Charisse there with us? Not part of our party, but do we spot her there, or do we spot anyone from the Lions in that area when we were dealing with that whole thing?
So Charisse was not in your party at that point. Rogue, yeah, that was the point where you just got Rogue in your party as well. However, she did warn you that because of that, and because of your rising reputation, there have been other rumors that have been going around about you, which led to the hunt for you kind of getting back into full swing.
Okay, cool. So no one was there. Okay, cool. All right. And then he says to Nightclaw, he's gonna say, "I bet you wish it. I bet you wish at this point I did kill him and took the throne. You definitely wouldn't have dealt with this. But, anyways, we need."
It is not my position to say anything, but if you were to,
we wouldn't be going down this road. I will tell you what. If I were
most likely not.
But that's beneath me. Anyways, we need to think about how we're going to get him out of this, number one. Number two, we'll deal with the expansion later. We'll deal with him trying to expand and try to his glutton for power, and we'll deal with him. Well, I will deal with him later on. Nothing lethal. I have to legally say that in front of you. Nothing bad, but I will discuss something with him. First things first. We need to think.
Charisse kind of looks over and is like, wait, so what, you're gonna challenge him and maybe actually take over the Lions at that point?
Hell no. There's no way in any parallel dimension or universe that could ever have me lead you people. Hell no. I'm talking about
Okay.
I don't want him to try to take away power, especially a peaceful place like Baron's Rest. The things he could, like his family, he points to Yuri, his family is there. His entire livelihood is there. And who knows what he could do with that place if he gets his hands on it, or any other place for that matter. So I'd rather not have him do that.
Rakion, it's not just Baron's Rest. And while you do have a fair point about that, but it's various other locations throughout the Outlands as well. It's fucking Talon, Graveswell. There have been several instances where he's tried to order raids against Reaver territory. Yeah, trust me, it's the stupidest. That was the one stupid thing of everything, but
the one stupid thing. Wow, you're way late.
Will you just shove your anger up your ass for one moment and listen?
Anger, I'm talking about just in general.
Look. Granted, while some of us hate the guy as much as you do, but unlike you, you know what? I'm not even going through that. Point is, he's still missing. At this point, if he's not found by fucking Creed, either you or one of the other lieutenants are going to have to take up title, depending on who's accused of actually shooting him. And honestly, I would rather it not be Xerath. The fucker is a cultist to some bullshit that I don't even understand.
Xerath. I don't remember that name. Who's Xerath again? I'm sorry.
Xerath was the waste elf that basically took over your position as the head of Hellpack.
Damn, I forgot about him. He took my.
Yeah, he took your spot.
Oh yeah, okay, so he's dying. I'm not saying that out loud, but
no. Nightclaw kind of, though, after Charisse says that, Nightclaw kind of nods and is like, Xerath is the only one of power that would be able to take up the next title as Bandlord within the Lions, aside from Rakion here. I myself am of more of subterfuge and investigation instead of physical prowess, and having someone of my stature as a leader would not be wise. And Robert,
Hell,
let's be honest.
as much as I hate to admit it, the one person I can actually see running this place well, or decent enough to where they're not trying to expand or, become an empire almost, is Charisse.
Yeah, except for the problem is that I am a holy person, and well, with Zereth kind of making his way in, the following of the First Light hasn't really been the most popular these days.
Anyway, that's all assuming that he is dead, which may not be the case, and us talking here is not going to solve anything. So, do we have a game plan on how we can formulate a search or something? Like I said before, he's most likely either underneath the city or he's outside. Nowhere on the surface. No one would be that dumb. Is there a chamber or some sort of tunnel system underneath the main keep?
Avis does have a hidden office behind the main hall. I do know of this. As for any other tunnel systems... Actually, let me roll something here.
Ooh, you got something good.
Okay.
Also, can we acknowledge how smooth that whole encounter with Nightclaw and me and him, being clearly suspicious? I wiggled my way out of that almost perfectly.
You did.
Damn. Yeah. Why am I not why am I not as keen as a Raytheon?
Let me... One more thing.
Wow.
Okay. Shreese kind of thinks for a sec and is like, there might also be some old catacombs within the Shrine of the First Light, or... Well, now it's not even that anymore. Zereth took it over about a year ago.
And also, going off the assumption that this is Liza, I doubt that she'd be anywhere near another god's temple.
That's possible.
So we can rule that one out.
To the best of your knowledge, was Liza ever any form of religious? Did she follow a deity of any sort?
I'm gonna answer that question by asking God a question. Hey God, do I remember if Liza is religious, or at least somewhat religious? I mean, she has to be, considering she's like the second, right-hand man to the, Night Mother.
Roll me a history check.
15.
So, Elf, as far as you can remember, she never mentioned actually following a deity. I think there was one point where she actually told you herself that she wasn't much of a religious person. However, most members of the Night Heralds... Fuck, I keep wanting to say Night Sisters. Star Wars ass bullshit. Anyway, most members of the Night Heralds were either followers of Brynith, who is the goddess of darkness, or of Zathras, who is a god of death, also known as the First Reaper. Whether or not Liza followed either of these two gods, you're not entirely certain, but from the best you can remember, she wasn't any form of a holy person.
All right. Okay, so he's gonna say, no, she At least from the amount that I've seen her, she didn't seem too religious. Though honestly, I think she only just serves the night mother. Did I say that right? The night mother, or
in terms of what, the Banlord or the title for the goddess of?
yeah, that. What's
Okay. She is often referred to. She is often referred to as the Night Mother. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So. Oh, so I'm guessing that. Okay. So here, back in character. I'm guessing that because she is the right hand woman to Alicia, she serves the Night Mother not out of religious intent, but more like to keep an oath to Alicia, perhaps. So I guess we can't entirely rule out the church. Maybe she just is indifferent about religion overall.
Charisse just kind of looks and is like, that actually eliminates the church even more so, considering that the Night Mother is a deity that's the opposite of the First Light. While those two may be siblings of some manner, they've been in a continual war of light and darkness for ages, dating before even the First Era.
Well, I would have to disagree with that. Well, at least with what you said about her ruling out the church entirely. She wasn't really a follower of the Night Mother, or she didn't seem religious at all. Meaning, I'm guessing she didn't care enough about religion for her to not going to the church. So she did she did kidnap the bandlord and took him somewhere. The church, I guess, underneath the church wouldn't be a bad idea, number one, because she has no ties to any gods or religions, so she doesn't care enough that it's a church. And number two, she's just trying to hide him. So I doubt she'd have any second thought about, like, oh man, let me not put him in a place that I hate or anything like that. I think she would just want to hide him.
Nightclaw kind of thinks and listens for a second. Is like, Raytheon might have a point, considering that she has no actual ties to the Pantheon of any sort. Ruling the church out is not maybe the best option. Charisse is like,
last place we want to check, but we'd still check it if they are nowhere else to be seen.
Yeah, Charisse just kind of shrugs and is like, all right, fine. We'd still have to confer with Xerath first, though, considering he's basically taking that place over now. Nightclaw then just kind of looks and is like, you let me worry about the waste elf. As of right now, we have two options, possibly three. We can check Avis's hidden office in the main hall. We can check the church. Or we can continue to investigate any of the Kobold tunnel entryways. I can have members of the guard looking through for the Kobold tunnels. There's at the very least 2 or 3 entryways that I can think of.
If you do send guards to look there, take Bigby along with you, or take Bigby along with them, considering he may have a better handle on navigating those tunnels than anybody else.
And wise thought.
And as for us searching a place first, I would say underneath Avis's secret room.
All right. I'll confer with Roberts, have him take Bigby and members of the guard to the various kobold tunnels. There may be 1 or 2 other kobolds within Caerleon. I remember there's occasionally one that pops in and out every month or so. I can check with maybe any of the other smaller traders that come around. see if they have any knowledge of any other entryways, but I will talk to Zirith, see if we can access the church, if we can make our way to the catacombs there. In the meantime, though, you three can make your way over to Avis's office.
Shouldn't we have someone like you or someone else of authority to watch over me just in case if I might pull something?
Why do you think I said you three? Looks over to Charisse. She's just like,
oh yeah, I forget.
Yeah, fine. There is one other thing that I am curious about, and we do not have to talk of it in detail as of now. I know that Charisse is a part of some outside faction that has its own set and goals. As he says, Charisse is like, wait, how the fuck did you know? I'm an investigator and a spy, Charisse. It's very hard not to, and plus you're not that subtle.
She's never been good at subtle, even back when we were friends.
She just looks at you and is like, hey, fuck you, you weren't either.
Yeah, so I can shoot myself out of this situation.
My point being, are you also a part of this outside faction?
For the sake of transparency, yes, I am. That way, you can trust me for this limited amount of time that we're going to be having.
I do appreciate your transparency. Charisse here basically won't say anything, and she's like, there's a reason for it. Regardless, as I said, that is a conversation that we can have at another time. For now, I have everything that I need to know. I'll go talk to the waste elf. You three make your way to the main hall. He then...
Oh wait, before he leaves, he wants to say one more thing. You're gonna be... I don't know if you'll believe me, but you can be assured that I will not relay anything that happens here to the... He doesn't say that. I will not relay anything to the organization I'm with because they are not the reason I'm here. I'm here because of some scumbag woman trying to give me and my group a decent amount of money, and also to locate this thing that has also been a part of Liza's game. So,
yeah.
Yes, so you can hopefully rest assured that they have nothing to do with here, and also, even if they did, they are not a threat to you and your forces, to this place and its forces.
It is a comfort, whether it be small or large. However, I will say this. If there are... I did mention that there are some that don't entirely agree with Avis's support. You have found yourself an ally in one of them, if not two. And with that, Nightclaw makes his leave. Charisse is just sitting there as like, okay, note to self, I need to learn how to be able to cast invisibility so this fucker can't find me again.
Come on, we got work to do.
Alright, follow me. Or you, whatever, I don't fucking care anymore.
He's just walking as she says this.
Yeah, no, at this point, both of you are just so annoyed with each other, and that you're just kind of walking at the same pace with almost the same amount of intensity.
It's like that one from freaking Naruto where Ino and Sakura were on their way to class and they were trying to outrun each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not trying to outwalk each other.
Yeah. You eventually make your way back to the Lion's Den, to the main hall. There are still guards that are posted all around the area, but Shreese goes to the one that may or may not be in charge. You don't entirely know for sure. Kind of whispers something to him, and kind of whispers something to him, and eventually you see they all kind of clear out of the main hall, leaving the three of you. She goes, "Oh, it's now, if I remember correctly, it's the mechanism for the contraption, for the door is somewhere on his chair."
Oh, I know exactly where this is then. And then I want to see if he'll like actually remember the placement. Because I feel like he would have been Avis would have brought him into this room for either discussions, talks, or whatever have you during my time here. So
yeah, I'm gonna say give me an investigation check, but I will say you will have advantage.
Okay, cool. Nope, please, God, please. Okay, there we go. All right, advantage. Oh, 30-20.
Yeah, so you immediately go over to the chair. You, without like freaking hesitation, you find the sort of hidden latch in one of the armrests that pops off a cover on the armrest itself, in which you do see what looks to be a gem of some kind and an indent in the armrest itself. You take the gem, stick it in the indent, it starts to give off a glow, and then the chair itself makes a variety of clicks and whirs and arcane hums, almost a la Star Wars. The part of the platform and the chair itself begins to move backwards in sort of a grind, revealing a staircase kind of hidden below. Sharice just kind of looks and is like, "All right, well, that looks like you still remember a few things about this place."
Honestly, I didn't remember. I didn't remember until you mentioned chair.
All right, follow me, I guess, or not. Up to you.
Yuri's like, every time.
Oh my god. We do not need a freaking morbid ass, depressive ass person to lead this group. So he's just gonna kind of get in front of Sharice and be like, I'll just take the lead.
Okay, I'm gonna say this is gonna be an opposing athletics roll at this point, because she is about this. She is about this done with your shit. So go ahead and roll me athletics, if you would be so kind.
Do I even have athletics? 12.
You got it. You got it.
You start to try and push your way through. Just
like go around.
All right, what were you trying to do?
I was just trying to like go past her.
Okay, so you try and do that, and she not necessarily shoulder checks you, but she positions herself to where she is making sure you're pushed behind her.
This fucking...
As she continues going on.
I mean, more than usual.
Keep forgetting that at this point you're just nothing but a straight up asshole.
How do you think I felt?
Okay, guys, seriously. We
Yeah,
don't
I
have
love
to
how you
argue.
just have it. You're kind of like a third wheel this whole time.
Yeah,
I feel so bad.
God damn.
He's just been
Yeah.
carrying all of our baggage.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's Balnor from NADPOD.
Oh, God.
I know what that
He's the
is.
fucking Balnor of the group.
Back it with Balnor. All right.
Anyway, so eventually you guys make your way down. The set of stairs is almost longer than you remember, almost as if the hallway has been expanded. Eventually, you guys make your way to a doorway at the bottom, which at this point, you are like like from what you remember, it wasn't that far underneath the keep itself, but this feels like it's definitely further deep than it should be. In your opinion, Raytheon. Eventually, Sharice opens a door in which you see a decently lit room, all of which is filled with a variety of different documents, maps. There's a couple of sets of armor and whatnot. This honestly looks more or less like a war room.
Trophies and such.
Yeah.
Well, no different than how I saw it last time. He doesn't say that, but it is no different than how you saw it last time. Maybe with a couple of few extra stuff, but it's still this crazy ass. Except before it didn't have trophies because we never really killed anybody up until that point. But the usual.
Yeah. No.
So,
At this point, along with like the maps and shit, you do see various trophies like being sets of armor, various different pieces of hide or scaled skin or various other forms of sort of huntsman's tokens and whatnot. You see a necklace made out of various different sets of claws. You see a headband made out of a couple of various sets of small horns. It's a war room.
okay. Well, he's gonna look around for any traces of anyone being down here. I guess recently, these past few hours, or he's gonna look for like a path, like an extra door that leads to somewhere else underneath, or like things that would lead us to the direction that we would need to be in.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me a investigation check.
Boom. Oh wait. Boom. Well, 21 actually. I thought I was looking at the other one.
God damn. Give me 1 sec here.
That means he's willing to.
Yeah, you. Shut up. You kind of make your way around, and it does look like someone has been in here before. Whether or not it was Avis or someone else, you're not entirely certain. But you do see that there are various things that are set out of place. You see that there are some things that are kind of disorganized, whatnot. The one thing that you do see is that the table kind of towards the center of this room has a map of the Outlands on it. And you see various different pieces set across the map and the table itself. You see bits of wood shaped almost like castle towers set in various locations, kind of geographically set to. You see one that's kind of set in the same location as Caliona. You see one that's in the same set as the Crescent Hollow. Like you can assume that these are meant to show the locations of the various clan strongholds. Along with that, you see various different. You see smaller, like almost flags, inputted into various different sections throughout the map itself. One of which, as you're kind of looking, you do see is set within Baron's Rest itself, but you do see a few others in various other locations. And then the one that kind of strikes you as the most bizarre is what looks to be the symbol. There's one, not necessarily a flag, but some sort of almost coin-like object with an indentation of a like skull on it, set right in the middle of the Outlands where Apex is.
Can you pick up the skull and investigate it?
Yeah. I'm going to say roll a different investigation check for that one.
Good thing I'm good at these. 23.
God fucking damn. So the skull itself is like the object itself is not is fairly simple. It's like a wooden coin-shaped object that someone like designed this skull pattern to be on just the one side. There's nothing on the other. The weird thing about the skull itself is it doesn't necessarily look like it's a normal person's skull. The skull itself has definitely a bit more of a draconic design to it, but there are also sections, there are also various different marks within it, the skull itself, to make it look like it's been divided into 5 parts.
5 parts. Is it disassemblable?
No. The coin itself isn't disassemblable. It's just the pattern itself looks like it just looks like a dragon skull that's basically split into 5 separate parts.
Okay. I forgot it was a coin.
Yeah.
So he's gonna pick up this coin, just in case.
Yeah. You see, Charisse kind of clutching her holy symbol, and you see her eyes kind of flaring with a bit of a divine light in them as she's looking around. Is like, I'm not seeing anything here that's magical or would, or there at the very least nothing that would be out of the ordinary. You see, she looks at you, looks at the coin. She, her eyes kind of go back to normal. Is like, where'd you find that?
In this skull. On the table.
Huh. She looks at the coin itself. She's like, oh, that's not good.
Know something about it?
Not about this particular coin itself, but when I was using detect, well, for one, when I was using detect magic, it definitely gave off an aura that I wasn't expecting. Not only that, this symbol, it's an old symbol, but This is a symbol of Tiamat.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Well, he doesn't say that, but The 5. It's split up into 5 pieces. The 5 claws, the 5 heads, the 5 everything.
Yeah. Why would Avis have a symbol of Tiamat?
And why on Apex?
Wait, you said this was placed on the Apex on the map where Apex was?
Yes. It was placed directly where the castle for the Apex should be. Or I suppose the room.
I'm gonna have her roll something else here. She sets it down and she looks at the rest of the map itself and she's like, well, I don't know about it. I don't know about the thing with Apex, but no, this is the map that Nightclaw and I were talking about, the battle map that Avis was going to use to take over the various locations of the Outlands.
Wait, how many? Okay, here. Out of character. How many Raider clans are there in total?
There are... I actually keep forgetting myself. Give me one sec.
Minus the Reavers. The Reavers I don't really count as a Raider clan.
Yeah, okay, so minus the Reavers, there are 6. So there are 6. The Lions, the Wyvernacks, the Iron Marauders, Sisters of the Flame, the Night Heralds, and the Marked Militia.
Okay.
You see, when looking at the stable, you see that there is a castle tower. There are technically 7 castle towers.
Okay, so he's gonna think way back to when we were on this Claw of Tiamat mission. What would happen if all 5 of them were gathered together? We summon Dragon Balls?
I'm gonna say roll me either a religion check or a history check, whichever's highest for you.
Oh wow, religion. Good thing I'm not religious. 27.
27. So, from what you can remember, the story itself is based around... The story of the 5 Claws of Tiamat is based around the exile of Tiamat. After her war with Bahamut, and when she was exiled, nobody actually really knows where she was exiled. But what was remembered was that there was a prophecy said that there would be 5, for lack of better words, 5 pure descendants of Tiamat, 1 for each of the chromatic colors, which that would one day unite and through their power would remove Tiamat from exile so she could once again try and reclaim the material plane for all of Dragonkind.
As I suspected. Fuck, man. God dang. My brain powers unparalleled today. Jesus Christ. Okay. I knew it was something like when you bring them together, it'll pretty much unexile her. It'll summon her.
Yeah, it's basically a Dragon Ball thing, but instead of Dragon Balls, it's actual living descendants of Tiamat. Now, you know that basically every Dracokin, some way or another, is descended from either Tiamat or Bahamut, because that's just how things are.
Yeah.
But the way that the story goes is that these have to be descendants that are of a more pure bloodline, to the point where they would actually manifest the powers of Tiamat, in lack of better words. The only weird catch that you can think of about this is technically the god Kaldrez is sometimes seen as a child of Tiamat. And then there are some that say that Caldras is a child of Brynith because of various conflicting stories throughout the material plane. But the fact that one of the most leading theories about the god of war is the fact that not only he was the first dragonborn, but he was the son of Tiamat, kind of brings up some form of confliction in the idea of the claws of Tiamat. Like, do they have to be deities, demi-deities? Do they have to be mortals? So a lot of people have kind of dismissed the prophecy for the sake of it's so damn complex that it's really not worth looking into.
All right, so that then brings Arakion to his conclusion that he can assume what all this means. And just to make sure, the skull that was on Apex was not a human skull, correct?
No, it was a dragon skull separated into 5 parts.
Okay, yeah, I said that. Okay, so Arakion's gonna say this. So there's a pattern here, obviously. 5 parts of the dragon skull, 5 parts of Tiamat. He was already looking for one of them, the blue claw of Tiamat, and as I recall from that time, from that mission, when you bring them all together, they pretty much unbanish her, or they summon her. They have the power to bring her back. And considering that it was there on Apex, the only neutral ground in the Outlands, something tells me that once his expedition is complete to not only expand, but also his expedition to capture all of them, he intends to summon and let Tiamat rule over this place. Which is why I assume that's why he's trying to expand, so that way Tiamat has full reign and he has the power to cater to Tiamat's every whim with all the land that he has under his possession, if it were to succeed.
I mean, I guess, but the weird thing is that, I mean, Avis, along with a lot of members of the Lions that were descended from the original clan, were followers of the First Light. Why would Avis suddenly turn to Tiamat?
Why would he? To answer that would be to answer why does he seek these claws of Tiamat? Like why does he want to go after them? Why was he there? Not him himself, but people from this clan. Why were they there when we were there helping out the Blue Claw Tiamat? What was his goal? To answer that will be to answer why he needs Tiamat.
I guess that makes sense. Though we end up losing sight of that whole Blue Claw thing, and I'm gonna roll something else right now. Well, she's dumb as bricks. Okay.
Can I assist her, I guess? Whatever she's rolling.
You want to assist her.
Yeah, that goes
All
against
right.
that goes against Arakion's religion to not associate himself with her. But I guess for the benefit of finding the guy or figuring out what this guy does or is going to do.
Okay. So with the two of you kind of banging your heads together, thankfully not literally, both of you come to the same realization that the search for the Blue Claw happened almost around, give or take a few weeks, happened basically around the same time when the notice for where your wanted poster started being posted across the Outlands.
You should have come to me like this.
Would that mean that he intended to bring me along on this madness? Is that the reason why? For me?
No. If he thought when the claws of Sharice's like, wait. When the blue claw thing started coming out around, and you end up getting back on the hunt, you end up being put as a victim of the hunt again.
What's the question?
I know we initially said the flyer was dead or alive, but honestly, that was more Robert's editing than Avis. Oh, Keith.
He thought I was in the way.
No, he thought you were one of the other claws of Tiamat because of your upgoing reputation and how much stronger you've gotten.
Me? A descendant of Tiamat. He thought I have never shown any signs of that, or even if it were my choice to show signs, they usually would pop up naturally by now. I'm in my 40s. They would have showed up way before when I was a kid. So,
no, but it makes sense though. Think about it. Why else would it? Think about it. With the blue claw showing up, or possibly showing up, honestly, Nightclaw still has its doubts. And the idea of someone else getting that much power and knowing that you yourself are skilled and dangerous and various other things, not to mention you yourself admitted to fighting one of the top lieutenants of the Night Heralds and winning.
I'm just good at what I do. It doesn't run any deeper than that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But Avis is power hungry. He'll do whatever it takes to get an upper advantage. And if that means in his twisted ass mind that he believes that you might actually be of a pure descendancy of Tiamat.
He would. What you say is. And he's. Y'all can. Yeah, he's very puzzled. He's kerfuckled right now. He's deep in his thoughts. Like what? Yeah, Raycon doesn't give any response to that. He's just like
Blood is confused.
really trying to put that together, and he can definitely see that it makes sense, but questions for later.
Okay, Raycon, this is important.
Okay.
You were there when the supposed blue claw was trying to make its way out of Wyvernack territory, right?
Hell, we were tasked with taking him out of the territory.
Where is he right now?
And why would I give you that information?
Because I'm not with the Lions in this case. I'm with the Coalition, dumbass. Now answer the question.
Oh, I don't know if she's telling the truth.
Yeah, I don't.
You can roll inside checks if you want to.
That's an idea. Okay, here. I'm gonna insight. That's very suspicious. Like, I mean, yeah, she could be with the Coalition, but I don't even know if the Coalition would want because I still don't 100% trust the Coalition. Yeah. For all I know, they could be looking for insight.
Okay, so either both of you roll insight checks, or one of you can roll at advantage.
What's your insight at, Yuri?
+1.
Mine is also +1. No!
Fuck.
How this?
All right.
We'll just do two.
Okay.
Do two. Both of you roll.
Yeah, you do one, I do one.
Alright.
You go first.
Oh, shit.
Shit. 15.
Okay, Erakion, you're looking at her right now, and as much as you want to see some form of deceit, you see honesty, but also you sense a form of panic. Not necessarily panic as in, like, as much as, and when you see that there's a bit of panic in there, you want it to be panic of, oh shit, I've been found out. But no, it's more along the panic of, oh shit, this might be the end of the world.
Okay, well, he says, so he takes an exhale and he says, he should be safe and sound with the sisters right now.
Are you sure he's there?
That's where I left him. I got paid for the job. Well, I don't. Did I get paid for it? No. I'm just gonna say I got paid for the job, and I said that he is not my responsibility anymore. And they said that they will take care of him. And for all I know, he's there, safe and sound, being looked after by them. Unless you're implying, I think you're implying, in that the sisters are in danger.
Well, they'd be in danger if Avis found out. But
good thing he's missing
right now. Yeah, for right now, I think that would make him safe.
Okay.
There is something else about that coin, though. Yeah, well, okay. So I noticed that it was giving off some sort of an arcane aura, which is kind of weird because, well, actually now it makes sense because it has the old ass fucking symbol of Tiamat on it. But hold on, let me try something here. She takes the coin from you. She's like, okay, give me a minute here. I'm gonna try something and I don't want to burn as much of my energy as possible here. You guys wait for about a minute as she casts Detect Magic again as a ritual spell. You see her eyes kind of light up once more. She kind of looks around. She's like, okay. She walks over to one section of a wall, which has sort of a furred hide of some sort of animal that you don't recognize, or if you do, not really important. She puts the coin up to the wall itself. You see the coin give off some sort of, you know how like metallic stuff kind of like when you occasionally like turn it around in the light, it kind of gives off sort of a reflective glare.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but it's not reflecting off of anything. You just see this sort of glare just kind of shine across the coin for one bit. And the wall itself sort of dissipates into a doorway. She's like, that's not supposed to be here.
And Eric Young's like just as taken aback as she is, but viscerally not showing it. He is just like, neither do I.
Should we... You want to go down there, or should we wait for backup? Because...
You... Hang on. She's a healer, right? She's a healer.
Yes. I mean, to be more specific, she is a light cleric of the First Light, but in this particular instance, yes, she is a support character.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do is, let me see if I even have this. Do not.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for like a message, or I want a radio outside, like above before we go in, like, or tell somebody above that hey, we need to rally some people, like bring people Oh, here, actually, since we haven't even gone through the door yet, I'm gonna say, wait here, both of you, and then he's gonna go run upstairs to try to find up either some. Hopefully, Nightclaw's there, but if he doesn't see Nightclaw, he's just gonna look for someone.
All right. You make your way back up the stairs, again, feeling long as ever. You pop out of the stairway to the main hall again, and you see that there are guards that are once again within the area itself. You do not see Nightclaw, and thankfully you do not see Robert.
That asshole. Okay, so he's just gonna say, "Hey, you guards, come here."
You see some of them come over. You see a halfling and you see kind of like a halfling and a couple of other various Draco can come over and is like, "What do you want? Everything okay down there?"
Yes. Well, maybe not. We need a party. We need you to gather some sort of reinforcements and stay quiet as you make your way down this hall. We think we've found the lead. Also, if you can find my ninja associate, someone who is zipping around here.
Are you talking about your kobold friend? Or
No,
are you talking about Sir Nightclaw?
I'm talking about what's her name? What's her face? Rogue. That's her name.
Yeah.
She came along with us, right? Yeah. She was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm leaving. Bye," and then she disappeared into a puff of smoke. So he says, "If you see my ninja, she answers by the name of Tracy. Grab her too."
That's a weird name for the Outlands. Okay, yeah. Should we actually get Lord Nightclaw as well? Or
Yes, bring him too.
all right. Okay, yeah. And you see they all kind of start to scatter and once again leave the main hall empty.
Okay, so now that they've left, he's gonna run back down to Sharice and Yuri. And he's gonna say, "All right, I've gotten us reinforcements. I told him to stay back just in case, and to stay quiet just to make sure that nothing is aroused or anything like that. So, I'll be ready to go in. They'll be here, but yeah,
we're basically just gonna have to buy time then. All right. With that, three of you make your way down into the new. Yeah, you guys make your way into the new entryway within the war room itself, and that is where we'll leave today's episode.
Okay, I'm so glad, because then that means we can have everyone here, and it's almost like we did break. Like it was kind of like a 2-person campaign in the story, because we were split off from the. And then we like them joining us again, so therefore it's like it's so cool.
All right, well, thank you two for finally playing with me, and thank everyone for watching. I hope you had a great time listening. Hopefully we'll have one next week. If not, well, then sucks to be us.
Yeah.
Hopefully we will have the Candela Obscura one shot on the 27th. If not, then I'm a stinky poopy butthole. But aside from that, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.